Hello and welcome to soccerlens TV. I'm Andy Brassel. Now, so much to get through in the European game this week. Of course, we had Twente tying up the Eredivisie title in Holland last week, and Steve McLaren hasn't hung around to celebrate for too long. He's gone off to manage erstwhile German champions Wolfsburg, making the most of his high stock at the moment, which I guess is fair enough. Now, they've been joined, Twente, as champions in their own league by Bayern in Germany. Congratulations to them. We pretty much knew that was going to be the case, barring a huge turnaround in goal difference. Those two have been joined by Chelsea in England, Marseille in France, and Benfica in Portugal. So congratulations to all three of them. Really well deserved, and I think Chelsea can be used as a guiding trend really for that, scoring 103 league goals. It's the first time anyone in the top division in England has scored over 100 goals since Tottenham Hotspur in 1963. They were only runners-up that season, believe it or not. But they also scored over 100 goals in winning the title back in 1961. But I think it's really good reward for Carlo Ancelotti and the positive attitude he's instilled into a squad that many considered being on the brink of going pretty stale. A lot of players in their 30s still giving an incredible amount and keeping great standards, the likes of Didier Drogba and Frank Lampard, of course. Now, Marseille, another really offensive attacking team. Didier Deschamps coming back to do the job he was always destined to do as manager, and really getting a lot out of the attacking talents there, the likes of Mamadou Niang, the captain, leading from the front, of course, and not just when he's defending his sports car. Also Mathieu Valbuena, Atem Ben Arfa, players who look like they might be on the way out of the club, and especially Valbuena has been a key part in them bringing that title back for the first time since 1992. Another big club, Benfica, who haven't won the title much in recent years, only won since 1994. Another team who've scored over 100 goals in all competitions under Jorge Jesus. Excellent stewardship. Oscar Cardoso has obviously been responsible for a lot of those goals. Obviously other attacking talents in the squad, the likes of Javier Sarriola, Pablo Aimar, fellow South Americans, and also the likes of Ramirez, Angel Di Maria. A lot of great attacking talent at the Luge, and deserved championship for them as well. So now we're really looking at the Champions League qualifiers. Now there's some interesting names in there already, with Braga having qualified for the Champions League in Portugal at the expense of Porto. And now the situation's a little clearer. In Italy we had the playoff, almost a playoff anyway, between Palermo and Sampdoria this weekend for 4th place in Serie A. Now it looks like Samp are going to get there. They're still in the driving seat, having gone out there and got a 1-1 draw in a game of 2 penalties exchanged by Miccoli for the home side and Pazzini for the away side. And really, if Luigi Del Neri's side do hang on to that 4th spot, it's going to be a thrilling prospect to see Cassano and Pazzini in tandem in the Champions League next season. It's a little less clear in France, where there was a lot of hullabaloo over the weekend. Lille making sure they will get a spot in the top 3 at the very least, and looking very good for 2nd place with a dramatic win over the champions Marseille. They scored the 94th minute. Incredible. Marseille's first defeat in weeks. Of course, it doesn't really matter to them now, they've got the title stitched up anyway, but they gave a good account of themselves, even playing lots of the game with 10 men after Steve Mandanda, their goalkeeper, was sent off. But Mathieu Debuchy's 94th minute goal, his first in 3 years, is going to prove to be such a valuable one for Rudy Garcia's side. And again, a real advocate of attacking football, Garcia. Lille have scored a record number of goals for the club and got a record number of points for them this season. They've scored 74 goals in the league alone. So again, a really deserved achievement for them. Lyon president Jean-Michel Aulas wasn't so happy. Felt his side had an unfair penalty given against them at Valenciennes, just as Montpellier did for them in their game at home to Lorient, which keeps them in with a chance of the Champions League place, although it is still in the hands of Lyon, who have that extra game in hand that they're going to play against Monaco this week. It was originally postponed because of the Champions League semi-finals. Now there's some doubt as well over the final Champions League place in Spain, and that's going to be between Sevilla and Mallorca. Sevilla are a point in front. They go to Almeria at the weekend for an Andalusian derby, and it's a home game against Espanyol for Mallorca, who's done incredibly well for Gregorio Manzano's side this season. It's a credit to them that they're still in with a chance. of breaking into what has almost become a typical top four with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, of course, a frequent Champions League contender, although they haven't qualified for the last couple of years, and Sevilla, who've done so well ever since the Juan de Ramos era. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. But so much going on at the bottom in Spain as well, and that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. No one is definitely relegated yet. Jerez have got a small budget, and no one really thought they would do anything this season. I think most people thought they would be pretty much relegated by Christmas, and it looked like they were. But they've come back incredibly over the last couple of weeks, couple of months actually, and they're still in there fighting. It's possible that even though they're bottom of the table, they could still go out of it. It's them, Tenerife and Racing who are in the bottom three at the moment. But of course, Valladolid and Malaga are just above the bottom three. And who do those two play at the weekend? Well, Valladolid go to the Camp Nou, where Barcelona, 1 point in front of Real Madrid, need to win to make absolutely sure of the title. Real Madrid go to Malaga, so it's going to be thrilling there. So I suppose we should take a bit of a look before we go at the clubs that might be coming up over Europe. And now, if we start in Spain with Real Sociedad from San Sebastian, they're top of the league at the moment, and they're looking set there for a return. They got relegated in 2007, and they've had a pretty dry spell. But Basque football looks like it's on the way up again. Athletic Bilbao putting in a pretty good season this year, even though they're going to miss Europe, which is really unfortunate for them after the efforts that they've put in. But it looks like the Basque derby will be back on with Real Sociedad on the way back up. The big shock really is that Real Betis might not make it now. They're 6 points off the top three, and it's hard to really convey to people who don't know Spanish football too closely. Betis are a massive club. They're the other club in Sevilla, along with Sevilla themselves, and the Sevilla Betis derby is one of the most keenly contested in Spain, now Europe. So it's a real shame that that's not happening in the league at the moment. What with Betis' second relegation in a matter of years. Last season, the result of poor leadership at board level and really quite profligate spending. Although we should add, there are still 6 matches to go in the Spanish second division, so we're going to see what's going to happen there. Now, another big derby that's going to come up as a result of a promotion next season is in Germany between St. Pauli and Hamburg. Now, St. Pauli haven't been up in the Bundesliga 1 for a very long time now, but this is going to be a terrific derby. It's a real clash of cultures. We all know what a big football city Hamburg is. Now, St. Pauli have really been able to draw the crowds even when they've been in the Bundesliga 2. And they've got a fascinating alternative fan culture around them, so there'll be a real colourful addition to the Bundesliga and something to watch next season. Now it's almost finished in France, second division. They've still got 1 game to go. Now we already have Caen, who relegated last season, coming straight back up, probably as champions. Brest, who haven't been in Ligue 1 for almost 20 years. It was 1991 when they were relegated, the Brittany side, so good to see them back as well. And there could be a real story in third place with Avignon hanging on to it. They've got a tiny budget. They've never been in the top flight of French football, so it could be them. They could be leapfrogged by their opponents, Clermont, who are currently in 5th place the weekend, and Metz, who are in 4th and could leapfrog Arles as well. They've got the opportunity to do something there at home to Van, who are struggling against relegation themselves, so plenty to look out for. Anyway, I hope you enjoy all the football that's coming up as the European season draws to a close. Enjoy the Europa League final, of course. If you want to tweet me with any questions, if you want to leave any below, please do. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again next Monday.